Greetings, Cyberdogs and citizens of the interbubs. This is ReNDoG coming at you in another episode of Minecraft Survival from the Hermitcraft server. Today, my fellow Minecrafters from all over planet Earth, is a most excellent day for our Hermitcraft series, because it is on this day, my friends, that we are starting a brand new project. And it is going to be so freaking sweet, man. I have been very excited about starting this project with you guys. I've spent a few hours off camera over the last week or so getting ready for this. I have got a plan for a brand new shop in the shopping district. And today we're going to figure out where that shop is going to go, how it's going to function, and what it's going to sell. And it is going to be sweet, my dudes. We need to start diversifying our income. That giant log over there is just not producing enough diamonds for my liking. And I'd like to start to get into some other businesses around here. So that is the plan for this episode. We're going to start working on a foundation for a new shop. But my dudes, before we get to that, oh man, I've got some sweet stuff to show you, man. Since the last episode, I've been working real hard here at Grand Central Station. Welcome back to the giant freaking donut of awesomeness. Thank you very much, by the way, for all the love in the previous episode, guys. My goodness, you guys really are enjoying this project. And that got me super hyped up after seeing the comments. And I've spent many hours off camera over the last few days installing all of the remaining terminals. Managed to get the south terminal installed over here, glassed up out the wazoo, ready to get the platform and stuff installed in it. And the beautiful water vators that we made in the last episode. And as you can see, man, I've just been working a bit off camera. You know, this is kind of like a tedious task, honestly, like setting up these terminals. And I think I'm probably going to finish most of them off camera. Ow, just face planted there. But we will definitely come back again when we start working on the actual train tracks themselves. Last episode, we set up these beautiful bubble vators over here. Or should I say the ticket terminals of the ticket stations of the terminals. The ticket booths of the station terminals. Lots of stupid railway network terminology going on over here. Okay, guys, the brain hasn't absorbed much caffeine this morning. Give me 1 second while I get a sip of this beverage over here. Nice. Anyway, dudes, I wanted to kick off today's episode by doing something a little bit fun with you guys, because this is a part of the terminal production process that I've really been enjoying. And that is, of course, getting all of the water out of the terminals. Basically, all I've done is, in all of the terminals, I've sort of created a little bit of a wall using sand over here, and then created another wall on the outside of the sand so that we can actually add the glass panes in the center, because of course glass panes get waterlogged these days, right, in Minecraft. So on the other side of this is the ocean, yep, and this is where we need to create our glass panes. And in the center of the terminal foundation, of course, I have basically a giant block of sand. And well, there was probably an easier way to get rid of the water inside of the terminals, like for example using a sponge. However, I think this is just a much more fun way to do it, right? And I wanted to bring you guys back for this, because man, I've actually kind of been enjoying this process. It's also given me a good opportunity actually to put the white concrete into the roof here of the terminals, and actually just ran out of white concrete powder, so can't show you that process. But what I can show you is the absolute annihilation of sandage, which is actually a rather enjoyable process. Just got to make sure that we get a bunch of light up in here though. And of course, this is basically exactly like mining sand in the desert, except I'm remining sand out of my terminal foundations. But as you guys can see, a nice efficient way to get rid of the water inside of this thing. And yeah, just pretty fun also, man. You know, it's pretty I don't know why, but I find it very almost therapeutic, I guess, mining sand. It's a very relaxing process in Minecraft. I think it's probably that very light hissing sound, which kind of reminds me of the ocean or something, right? So I actually kind of like this process. But as you can see, within a couple of minutes or so, we can get rid of all of that water that was inside of this terminal and sort of empty out the terminal's innards, I suppose, of sand. And this is where we're going to be building our platforms and stuff. Of course, I still need to get some glass panes and stuff up over here on the side. So, you know what? Why don't we kick off today's episode, my dudes? Finishing off the foundations for Red Terminal, which is, in fact, the easterly terminal that will take us all the way out to Mumbo and Green Space. That sounds like a plan, man. Let's settle down for some serious Minecrafting today, my dudes. Now we be cooking with some gas, Cyberdiggity dogs. Just went and cooked myself up some more white concrete at the concrete machine in the medieval district, and I have gutted the interior of this terminal over here, which means we can get the sucker up and running in today's episode. Very, very nice, man. You know, one of the things that excites me the most about making Minecraft videos for you guys here on YouTube is new project time. I don't know why, but even after creating thousands of Minecraft videos and being a part of many different servers and many different Minecraft series, I still get such a buzz out of starting brand new projects. It's one of the things I look forward to the most. You know, we've been working really hard on some big projects here on the Hermitcraft server. We've been working on the stock exchange with Doc. We've been working on Grand Central Station over here, and we've been involved in a log war. And I don't know, man, it's been a pretty insane last few weeks here for me on the Hermitcraft server. And today I'm just super hyped, super pumped that we get to start a new project, and it's going to be a super exciting one too, man. I think I got something real spicy planned for us, and it's not only going to benefit our pockets by making us a few diamonds, but I hope that it's going to be benefiting the entire server also, and I hope that what we start setting up today is going to have some serious ramifications for the next few months here on the Hermitcraft server. And that's the kind of project that I really like doing on this server. You know, one of the reasons that I'm fighting so vehemently to keep the log business under the control of the ReNDoG is that I really feel passionate about the log business on the Hermitcraft server. It was a business that I actually invented, right? It was the first shop that I set up in Season 4 when I first joined the Hermitcraft server, and it became such a big part of that season. And of course, from that came the Log Father and a whole storyline that happened from it. But not only that, you know, at the end of the season, I remember flying around the Season 4 server and seeing all the amazing things that the Hermits had built on the server, and seeing all the wood that had been used on the server, right? And all of that wood had, of course, come from the Log Fella's log shop in the shopping district of Season 4, and it made me feel really proud that I had contributed essentially to the production of so many amazing builds on the server. You know, all the hours that I'd spent cutting down trees had somehow resulted in the construction of some really amazing things, and it was so nice for me to think that the log that I had cut down had made its way over into a build on the server, and I want to sort of get that same feeling again with the shop that I want to set up today, and got a great plan for that, my dudes. But anyway, before we get to all of that, man, just caught myself rambling. Before we get to that, I want to finish off this terminal with you guys. So we've gutted the terminal of all of that sand that was in the center, and of course behind that, this wall of blue is the ocean. And the reason that we have to do it this way is because what I've learned from doing this process a couple of times now is that because glass panes get waterlogged in the Aquatic update, we have to make sure that the glass panes are separated from water when we place them. If we place glass panes into water, then the water will actually flow over or flow through the glass pane on this side, right? So, for example, if we placed a glass pane in a solid water source, then, well, the water source would flow into the actual terminal itself, and we wouldn't be able to sort of waterlog the terminal, or at least keep the water out of the terminal. I think it's time for another sip of coffee. Give me 1 second here, man. Brain, can you please wake up? Can we please use the English language properly today, man? Jeez. Anyway, so we got to do it this way. It's a little bit tedious, of course, because we have to make a triple wall just to install a glass pane wall. But, you know, the result is worth it in the end. Of course, we could have just used solid glass bricks for this. Solid glass blocks for this. Brain, I've been talking to you already about this. Can we please get cracking here with the English language usage? And actually, I've just messed this up too, because we need to add a line of white concrete along the top here. You see, this is what happens when you talk and play Minecraft at the same time, guys. It's hard, okay? Harder than it looks. Oh, jeez, my dudes. Professional Minecraft YouTuber right here, am I right? Alright, there we go, guys. Progress being made. I've managed to install all of the windows here for the east terminal, and now just getting rid of the blocks on the other side of the window panes. And, well, it takes about an hour or so to throw up one of these terminals, mostly because we're working underwater and everything goes a little bit slower. Also, on the other terminals that I've worked on so far, I've had some serious problems with drowns. Unfortunately, conduits don't really work in a huge radius. They don't keep those drowns away from you, and, well, it does get ridiculously annoying when a bunch of drowns come and throw tridents at you when you're trying to work underwater. But so far, haven't had any problems with those disgusting, rotten idiots. And all I need to do now is get rid of the blocks that were on the other side of the window panes, right? And that will sort of get our eastern terminal foundation up and running. So very, very nice. Also, by the way, kind of annoying, you got to remember to pick up the blocks that float up to the surface. I think I've missed a whole bunch of blue concrete over here, some expensive resources that we don't want to just let float away. But yeah, let me get rid of all of these walls on the other side of the panes, guys. That's going to, I think, complete our work on Grand Central for today. And speaking of drowns, hello my dude, what is happening? Of course, when you kill one, many more arrive. They're kind of like bees. I think they send off disgusting rotten pheromones whenever you kill a drowned, and it attracts a whole bunch of their mates to come and try and kill you also. But let me get rid of all of these walls, guys, and then we'll step away from Grand Central project for this episode and start setting up yep, tridents to the face, starting setting up our brand new shop in the shopping district. This is so annoying, dudes. Man, those terminals are really popping from underneath Grand Central Station over there, right, guys? Looking really, really cool. I do like how they turned out. I was a little bit worried that they were a bit boring because they were kind of square, but I think if we do a little bit of work underneath here also, we can sort of blend them into the build quite nicely. The more that I've worked on this project, though, guys, the more that I've realized that we have got another massive part of this project that we're going to have to work on, and that is, of course, the underside of Grand Central Station. Having worked on these terminals now for a while, I've spent a bit of time underwater here, and well, if you look up, it's super janky right now, right? All of these colors and sea lanterns and glass everywhere, and we're going to have to try and make this look really, really nice, especially considering we can actually look out of the terminals now, right, into the ocean here. So that's going to be another really massive part of this project, but man, super excited about it. I think it's going to be pretty sweet. Just finished off the eastern terminal over here, or the foundations of it anyway. Got rid of all of those blocks blocking over the windows there, and we now just have one more terminal to work on, which is going to be the south terminal over there. So great progress being made here in Grand Central, guys. I'm really enjoying the project. I'm very happy to see how many of you guys are enjoying it too. In fact, I think there was a comment in the previous video that said, I instantly watched the video the moment I saw you were working on the terminal. And that makes me super happy, guys. You know, this project is a massive one, and it is a massive grind, but you guys enjoying it so much really gives me the inspiration to keep going. So keep those good comments coming for the Hermit Railway Network. We're getting there, guys. We're going to get the Hermit Railway Network up and running pretty soon, hopefully, in the next few months or so, especially now that we got a couple of Hermits working on the project too. Anyway, dudes, let's get cracking on the next part of today's episode. I don't want to work anymore on Grand Central today. I would like to start a brand new project with you guys. And man, this is going to be a good one. I have been looking at this area over here of the shopping district, and well, Azumavoid's been working really hard on this area, right? Working on the beachfront here and stuff, and Scar made this really sweet boat. This whole area is just so beautiful. I really love it. And I kind of want to get involved in this area a little bit because this is kind of my style of Minecraft. And you guys might think that these sort of modern builds is what I do in Minecraft, but actually the more traditional builds is where my strength lies in Minecraft, and I want to get a little bit involved in some more detailed work. Grand Central Station is a build of you know, an immense scale, which is kind of exciting, and that's what makes it sort of very impressive. But I'd like to work a little bit more. Wow, that skeleton is hitting really hard. I want to work a little bit more on the artistic side of Minecraft because it's one of the things that I enjoy most in the game. And well, I think this area is going to be perfect for that. Now, I have an idea for a shop that is going to fit into this area absolutely beautifully, and I have this vision of creating almost like a massive pirate dock system of some kind. I'm going to try and find an image on Google Maps to throw up on the screen right now for you guys. Boop. And hopefully I found an image that sort of conveys my idea. But basically what I want to do is create a whole bunch of docks out here that are at different levels and that are connected to each other via some bridges. And I want those docks to become some sort of a pirate market, right? And the idea was inspired by Scar's ship over here, right? The idea is that this ship has come in with a whole bunch of loot, a whole bunch of bounty that it wants to sell to the people that live here on Hermit Island. And well, all of that bounty needs to be unloaded onto some docks. And you know, the idea is that what we're going to be doing is selling some things out here on these docks at wholesale prices, because that's kind of how shipping works, right? The ships come in with giant crates of goods, and the shops go and buy those goods at wholesale rates. And that is kind of what I'm thinking for this particular shop over here, my dudes. And I kind of want to build a really massive pirate dock area over here, and I want the dock to sort of go over the black pearl over here. I want it to connect up with the docking area over here, and keep it quite close to our own shop here, and maybe it'll sort of build onto the side, and we can start working on a little bit more detail and whatnot around here. Man, I probably should have gone to sleep before this segment. Let's get into a boat so we're a little bit safer. But yeah, this is going to be the area that we're going to be selling some beautiful stock at wholesale prices. And well, that stock is ready to go, my dudes, and all we gotta do is collect it and prepare it. So the question is, Cyberdiggity dogs, what are we gonna be selling at wholesale prices? Well, to answer that question, we need to come down to the giant bacon mine of Big Rocks Incorporated. Yeah, since I showed you guys this place last time, I think it was a couple of episodes ago, I've mined out another 3 or 4 chunks to keep up with the buying of logs from the butt barge. And this has resulted in an absolutely metric ton of rocks, which is super exciting and which is going to become the primary thing that our pirate docks of awesomeness are going to be selling. And of course, we're going to be calling our new shop, as I just mentioned, Big Rocks Incorporated. A subsidiary of Big Logs Incorporated, of course. And well, I've worked pretty hard down here in this giant bacon mine, and I've worked pretty hard to store everything. We have literally tens of thousands of blocks over here, tens of thousands of rocks, basically. Now, I know what a ton of you guys out there are thinking right now. ReNDoG, why the freak would any of the hermits bother to buy rocks from you, the Big Rockbowski? Well, the answer is simple, my friends. We are going to be selling rocks to our fellow hermits in some very smart ways. Now, let's think about all of the different rocks that we could sell to hermits, right? Firstly, we got good old cobblestone over here. Where is the cobblestone? Over here. Now, cobblestone is probably not something that is going to interest the hermits out there. Of course, Joe Hills has a cobblestone shop already, and I think it's probably doing pretty well. But you know what? Most people who play Minecraft have a ton of cobblestone already. That might not be the same for smoothstone, right? Smoothstone is a little bit more difficult to get. You either have to smelt cobblestone or have a silk touch pickaxe and a bacon mine. So smoothstone might be a rock that some of the hermits might be interested in selling. Of course, there's going to be more expensive rocks or more hard to get rocks like granite, for example, that the hermits might be interested in buying. And well, we've got a ton of granite over here. The same for andesite, the same for diorite, and of course the same for gravel, which we don't have a lot of. And those are some pretty difficult to get rocks, especially in bulk, right? These are the kind of rocks that you have to go mining for. Now, on top of all of these grindable resources that we're going to be selling over at our pirate pier, we are also going to be selling some, kind of annoying blocks to create here in Minecraft. And that is, of course, the stone brick varieties. We're going to be selling stone bricks, we're going to be selling cracked stone bricks, and we're going to be selling chiseled stone bricks. And the reason the hermits might decide to buy from us is, of course, they don't have to spend a whole bunch of time creating these resources. Cracked stone bricks, of course, we have to cook, and chiseled stone bricks we have to craft, and we're going to be doing all of the hard work for the hermits and then selling the hermits these products at wholesale prices. Now, how are we going to be selling the products at wholesale prices? I hear you guys asking right now. Well, that's where the real genius of the shop comes into play. And, well, because I'm a professional Minecrafter and I'm trying to create some anticipation over here, I'm going to explain that to you guys a little bit later on in the episode. Now, let me make something real clear about our brand new business venture here, Cyberdog dogs. We're not just going to be selling a stack or two of stone or a stack or two of andesite. Oh no, my friends. We are going to be selling stacks and stacks and stacks of rocks. And in order to make that happen, we're going to need a little bit of help from our fellow hermits over here because, we're going to need thousands and thousands and thousands of blocks of rocks in order to get our shop up and running. And, well, this is a great opportunity for me to show you guys a couple of really cool things on the server. Firstly, Azumavoid's Kelp Shop. We're going to need a couple stack of kelp over here. I think I will just take 5 stacks of kelp, actually. That should probably be more than enough. And, well, we're going to need all of this kelp because we're going to be fueling one of the most hungry yet most awesome machines here on the Hermitcraft Season 6 server, and that is the machine that is known as Cubfan's Mega Smelter, all the way over in the land of the Convex. And the Convex are working on some really cool stuff over here. I don't want to spoil anything though, but as you can see, looks like the Convex are creating the gates of Mordor over here in the land of the Convex. Very, very sweet. And this is where all the logs get cut down, which brings a tear to my eye. Absolutely glorious. Anyway, this is Cubfan's Mega Smelter, and I got to play around with this last night, my dudes. This is an absolutely insane contraption, which I haven't actually shown you on camera yet. So let's take a moment to do a little bit of smelting over here to show you some genius stuff. And, well, this is the fuel chest, and I want to add a little bit of fuel into the system. I think a lot of hermits do use this place, and if we're going to use it, we should obviously make sure that we refuel it as much as possible, right? Now, the way that this works is that it is capable of cooking down a ridiculous amount of items ridiculously quickly. I think there's something like 250 furnaces in the system, which means you can literally cook down a double chest of blocks in like a minute or something insane. Shall we put it to the test over here, guys? Let's create for ourselves a bunch of cracked stone bricks for our brand new venture, right? So we're going to turn all of our smooth stone here into stone bricks, and we're going to turn all of the stone bricks into cracked stone bricks. And I guess it's going to cost us a little bit of diamonds to create our stock, but you know what, guys? Business does come with a cost, am I right? We do need to spend a little bit of diamonds to make a little bit of diamonds. And, well, this is how the Mega Smelter works. We stand on this platform over here, and this primes the smelter. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw all of these stone bricks into here. And I think there's actually a limit of how many we are allowed to throw in here, right? What does this say? A multiple of 16 only, a maximum of 36 stacks to smelt. We've got more, we've definitely got less than 36 stacks over here, right? So let's chuck all of these in here. And when we step back, those are going to get launched into the system. A whole bunch of redstone happens, and there we go. The furnace is now smelting. Very good. And all of the blocks that we are wanting to smelt down is going to come out of here directly into our botthole, which is kind of disturbing, but within a few seconds, you guys will see a ridiculous amount of cracked stone bricks arriving, and there we go. As you can guys see, it literally cooks. It looks like half a stack a second or something, and it looks like we're going to get all of this cracked stone bricks in about 3 or 4 minutes or so. So, Cub, thank you very much for this insane contraption. It is absolutely crazy. Is there a tip jar around here that I can tip the convex for this amazing contraption? There probably should be, but I guess what I'll do is I'll add a bunch of fuel into the system, right? I'll spend a bunch of diamonds on fuel for this to keep it all fueled up. But that is how we're going to be creating a lot of our stock for Big Rocks Incorporated, my dudes. And, well, next up, we need to start working on exactly how we're going to be selling these rocks. Welcome back, everybody, to the most neglected district on Hermit Island, the Futuristic District. There's absolutely nothing to look at around here other than a few foundation blocks and a few ideas that have been thrown up over here. I think this is an idea that Falsey was working on, and it's just sort of remained barren. Down here is a whole bunch of wood, which is actually what I was working on stream about a week ago or so. And actually, this is where the idea for our brand new pirate market docking area has come from. My initial plan for Big Rocks Incorporated was to create a giant warehouse in the shopping district, and I wanted to create a warehouse that had these sort of pallets on the floor of the warehouse, right? So if you guys imagine going into a warehouse, you often have these big wooden pallets, and you know, the wholesalers will put their stock on top of these pallets, and you'll go and buy like a bunch of stuff from them in bulk. And I wanted to kind of create that same sort of idea in the shopping district. But I don't know, man, when I was working on Grand Central, I just suddenly had this idea, well, we could do exactly the same thing, but in some sort of a pirate dock fashion, which is where the idea has come from. And, well, I want to show you guys exactly how I plan to sell all of my rocks at Big Rocks Incorporated. And what I'd like to do is create a giant docking area there in the pirate area of the shopping district. And in that market area, I want to create some pallets like this. And on top of these pallets, we are going to be presenting the stock that we're going to be selling, right? So say, for example, we're going to be selling cracked stone bricks over here. We'll have a pile of cracked stone bricks on top of the pallet. And this is to show the hermit what the block looks like, right? So if they want to sort of compare textures and whatnot, or have a look at the colors and stuff, they'll be able to see what they are purchasing, literally see what they are purchasing on top of the pallet. And then what we're going to do, guys, and this is where it's going to get really, really interesting. Is there anything in here? No, let's take this chest over here. We are going to be selling our rocks at wholesale prices along with the shulker box in which the rocks are going to be stored. So this is where the hermit will be able to buy their cracked stone bricks at wholesale prices, but they're not going to be buying stacks of cracked stone bricks. Instead, they are going to be buying shulker boxes filled with cracked stone bricks. So a hermit will be able to get 22 cracked stone bricks as well as the shulker box from our wholesale shop. So here is where the incentive to buy from us comes in. Not only are you going to be getting a shulker box from the shop, but you're going to be getting a full shulker box of the cracked stone bricks or the different rocks that you're going to be buying from Big Rocks Incorporated. How much this shulker box is going to cost is going to be another thing that we need to work out. Hey, Jess, what is happening, my dude? And that is probably something we'll keep or we'll work out together over the next few episodes or so. But for now, this is going to be what we're going to be selling, guys. Shulker boxes jam-packed with rocks at wholesale prices. And, well, hopefully this will make us a nice, decent profit, as well as provide hermits all of the building materials that they need to continue working here in Season 6. And hopefully this shop is going to promote some seriously massive builds here on the server, because we're basically going to be giving the hermits more resources that they could chuck a rock at, if you know what I'm saying. And I think it's going to turn out really, really sweet. Oh my goodness, there's some really cool stuff happening out here on the server. I don't want to do any spoilers and stuff though. So that's the plan for Big Rocks Incorporated, my dudes, and I hope you are excited about it. I am super excited about it. I have no idea how the shop is going to look, and for the next part of today's episode, I think we'll just do a little bit of pre-planning for this, right? I actually have a shulker box over here, or a few shulker boxes, in fact, full of wood. And, well, being the big Logbowski, we obviously have access to all the wood we could ever desire, and, well, it's going to make it kind of easier for us to get started over here. So you know what, guys, let's get a couple of shulker boxes down and let's start doing a little bit of pre-planning for Big Rocks, for the Big Rocks Market Dock, I think is what we're going to call it. By the way, how beautiful are the new textures for planks in Minecraft? This is one of the things that inspired me for this build too. I think these planks are so beautiful. I love the fact that there's little sections of the planks that look like they've been walked on. They're sort of worn out, right? You can see right over here, it looks like we got some worn out area in the texture. And I think that has really created a beautiful texture for planks, especially when we're working on some sort of a pirate design out here, right? Let's get ourselves a couple of dark oak wood logs and a couple of spruce logs over here too. And let's see what we can sort of conjure up over here. You know, Iskal made this dock about a couple months ago on a live stream, and I've always loved this dock. I think it's really, really cool. I kind of want to build on from this dock. So from here, maybe we will have some sort of, I don't know, like a staircase or something that will go upwards. Let's just get a couple of blocks down over here, guys. Let's get our juices flowing. What I'm going to do is put spruce wood under the water, right? Because spruce wood looks like it's kind of damp. And then above the water, we will have dark oak wood logs, because the dark oak wood looks like it's sort of dried out, whereas the spruce looks like it's sort of wet, right? And maybe what we could do is have this going up, and maybe we could have like a little bit of a staircase here that'll sort of go over here. I'm thinking kind of like a rope bridge or something, right? Like a pirate roped bridge, and then all the way up here is perhaps where we would branch off into some different areas. So perhaps over here will be our very first pallet, as a part of our market dock over here, right? So maybe this is where our first pallet goes. Let's create for ourselves a couple of spruce planks here. And this is perhaps where our first platform is, right? And I can't remember exactly how big those pallets were, but I think one of the pallets is a 5x5. Do I even have my axe with me right now? No. Good job, Ren. We're about to work with a bunch of wood and you don't even have an axe on you. Professional Minecrafter right here, my dudes. Anyway, just to give you an idea of how it might look, right? So we'll have like a rope bridge that goes all the way up here, and then that rope bridge might cross over to here, and maybe this is where you'll be able to buy cracked stone bricks. We could have another pallet area over here, for example, where you could buy, I don't know, smooth stone, and maybe there's a bridge that will then go from that platform all the way up to the land over here, right? And then maybe we have another rope bridge that goes all the way over here. Maybe it goes even over the top of that small bridge over here. And what we're going to create is like a massive network, I suppose, of these rope bridges and platforms from which we're going to be selling all of our rocks at wholesale prices. Despite the epicness of this view, Cyberdog Dogs, I gotta tell you, man, it has felt really good today not working with glass and concrete. Whew! Been having loads of fun just placing down some good old-fashioned wood. And I'm very excited to show you guys some of the progress that I've made out here. It's looking a little bit janky at the moment, and it's looking very, very flat. I do realize that, guys. In fact, it looks like the kind of build you might have done in 2012. However, this is just the very beginning of my concept for this particular giant dock market over here, and I think we've made some pretty good progress today. I've been at this for about an hour or so now, just trying to work out, you know, where some of these platforms and stuff might go, and I've been trying to work out different levels and stuff for this. Let me take you through it all the way from the bottom, and this will give you a better idea of the vision that I have for this particular shop. I guess it's going to be a shop made up of a whole bunch of different platforms, which is going to make up some sort of massive market dock area here where the pirates are bringing in the goods from the ocean. And well, what I'm trying to do here is sort of alternate the height of the different levels. And well, one of these docks is going to be a 9x9, right? And that 9x9 is going to be hopefully big enough to house a pallet that will be holding all of the goods that we're going to be selling, right? So in the very center of each of these docking platforms will be the pallet. And as you can see, it about fits in quite snugly into the 9x9, and I haven't quite worked out exactly what the pallet is going to be made out of. I've been experimenting with a couple of different wood types and stuff over here. Interestingly enough, I discovered that the new textures of 1.13 that we're currently running gives us a much better looking jungle plank. In the older textures of Minecraft, the jungle plank is a little bit more orange. It's got a lot more red in it, right? And doesn't really fit very nicely with spruce. And now the jungle plank is definitely a lighter shade of orange. And I think the jungle plank might be quite useful in this particular build when we start getting to block variation and stuff. But we'll get into that in the coming episodes or so. But yeah, so these platforms are sort of at different heights, and to get to them, you got to cross these rope bridges is kind of how I see them. I think what we'll probably do is try and add a little bit of interest into the bridges. Maybe every now and then we'll have like a gap in the bridge, right? So you know, you'll have to sort of dodge around it, and you know, in typical pirate fashion, these bridges, you know, would have been made out of sort of planks, and some of them might be broken, and you might be able to fall through them and whatnot, right? So we could definitely break that up a little bit. Even with the platforms themselves, right, we could probably add a little bit of variation like this, right? We could add like a sort of ding into the side of the platform, maybe over here also, you know, just showing that the platform is sort of broken up, that it's not so perfectly created, because of course these platforms are getting hit by the waves coming off the ocean, by, you know, they're sort of exposed to the elements outside and stuff, so there's definitely going to be some sort of wear and tear to them, I think. And yeah, I want to try experiment with a couple of sort of diagonal pathing systems and stuff also, just to add a bit of variation into the build. And as we sort of walk our way around these rope bridges, we'll sort of get to the different levels. So over here we might have a ladder to get up to this platform, and this platform is sort of, you know, flush with the wall over here with this beautiful cliff face. And of course here is the entrance to the Black Pearl. And what I want to try and do is almost create maybe like a river or something here. So maybe some of the platforms will end up on this side of this bay area, and you know, to get to the Black Pearl, you could take a boat and sail through what is eventually going to become almost like a docking town, I suppose, right? Maybe each of these platforms can have a shop stall in it. Some of them can have some roofs on top of them. I don't know. We're going to experiment with this over the next few episodes as we build this. But yeah, we got another platform over here, right, connected to the wall, and maybe there can be a path that connects the land mass to the docking area from up here. So maybe we have like an official entrance over here. Maybe this particular platform can have like a nice sort of dilapidated roof on top of it or something like that. Maybe we can have even more platforms above here that are sort of connected via bridges and staircases and ladders and whatnot. I kind of want it to just be a really crazy system of platforms and bridges and whatnot. And I think that's going to suit this area really nicely. I do like the block palette that we got going on over here. Some spruce and some of the dark oak is obviously the number one blocks that we're using over here. But of course, we can start getting some really interesting things into this also. You know, look at the pressure plates and stuff. The pressure plates are pretty sweet. We could add that to the top of these pillars. And what Escal did here is he used some of these trapdoors, right, which I think are really nice. And what's really exciting for me actually about this particular project is that we're going to be able to experiment a little bit with some of the new textures that we got in the Aquatic update, mostly from the the trapdoor side of things. We've got brand new trapdoors in Minecraft now to experiment with. A lot of new building blocks from wood itself. We got wooden bark, we've got stripped logs, we've got all of that jazz to experiment with in this build, guys. So I'm very excited to actually just spend a little bit of time working with wood, figuring out all of the different, you know, designs and all of the different tricks and stuff that we can do with all of the new wood that we got in the Aquatic update. I think we kind of neglected wood a little bit. We've been focused so much on all of the aquarium stuff, right? Like all of the underwater stuff and all of that really cool stuff that we've got. But what about just good old-fashioned wood, man? We've got some really, really cool things, really cool textures and stuff to work with in this particular project. But I think we've probably run out of time for this episode, guys. Let me know what you think about our brand new pirate dock market over here. Big Rocks Incorporated is going to be the name of the pirate company that owns this docking area, and I think it's going to turn out really, really cool. You know, as soon as we start getting some more block variation in here, maybe start getting some more work in the ocean, some coral, some beautiful, you know, ocean life and algae and all of that sweet piratey jazz. This area is going to come together a treat, my dudes. And of course, we're probably going to need, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 platforms here to sell all of our rocks in bulk, and that's going to be super exciting to slowly but surely get going. But guys, I tell you what, man, I'm going to carry on with this project off camera, see where we can get to before we come together again in the next episode. I hope you have enjoyed this one, and I'm looking forward to your feedback in the comments. Guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the series and you want to keep up with it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and jingle jangle that a notification bell. And guys, if you enjoyed the episode, do me a favor, hit the like button, and well, guys, we'll smell you all in the next episode. Arr!